We got 3 more WTFs. As you know from previous videos, there's 3 different types of WTFs. There's what the F, what the fuzzle. Well, that's fantastic.
Question.
This video is full of, well, that's fantastic.
What's the difference between what the F and what the fuzzle?
What the fuzzle is sort of like a silly one.
So can you give me an example of what the fuzzle?
I don't know. I'm just having fun. Can I just have fun?
I thought fuzzle was just your way of not having to beep the F word.
No, fuzzle turned into a little something else. It reminds me of like a Muppet or something, you know? Remember Fraggle Rock? I feel like there would be a character on there called Fuzzle.
I'm not old enough for Fraggle Rock.
You are. You've seen it before. You're like 10 years older than me. You wouldn't know.
I've actually never seen Fraggle Rock.
You've seen Fraggle Rock before.
No, I haven't.
You have.
No, I haven't.
No, we sat next to each other and a Fraggle Rock came on before. So, and we went to a museum where there's Fraggle Rock everywhere. So, acting like you don't know what Fraggle Rock is, a little weird.
Never.
Well, before we get started discussing all of our well, that's fantastic bits, I want to mention MischiefToys.com. Go over to MischiefToys.com right now. We have all sorts of stuff on the website like figures, plush, apparel, keychains, magnets, you name it, it is there. Go and buy yourself something now. Very soon, we're going to have a brand new Coven of Mischief sale, and it's a very special figure. So if you're in the Coven, prepare yourself. And then we're going to have a Black Friday sale, which is going to be really wild, and you're going to want to be there. So go to MischiefToys.com, sign up for our newsletter, follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys. Also, join our Facebook group called Mischief Toys Collectors, and also follow us on Facebook as well. MischiefToys.com, go over there and make some mischief. Our first, wow, that's fantastic, is this sellout, Heather. What do you think?
I feel like I'm having the Mandela effect because I'm wondering, is it well, that's fantastic, or wow, that's fantastic?
I don't remember. Just keep going. This is a Joshua Vides Project Fred. What do you think?
I'm so stoked that it's sold out. This is great.
And in our video on Sunday where we discussed this figure, we talked about how much we loved it. We thought it was cool. It was a great use of a Project Fred figure. What I mentioned on that video was, wow, there must not be a chase. Chase doesn't exist. We haven't seen a chase yet. And boy, was I wrong. There is a chase, and it's blue. There's a black and a blue, very similar to a Bruise or 2 Bic pens. You know, black and blue are the most common pen colors. That's what I'm seeing here.
Did you do research?
I didn't do any research. I just know from using pens.
What if a pen that you didn't really realize had like the most popular color was like green?
You got a good point. Maybe in Greenland.
It would be Iceland because it's green in Iceland and ice in Greenland. They were trying to like fool people from going to, well, what's Iceland, so they named it Iceland, but it's really green.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They wanted it all to themselves.
How did you know that? Who told you this?
I just learned it.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the historical account suggests that Eric the Red, an Icelandic settler named Greenland, to make it sound more appealing and attract settlers, while Iceland's name might have been given by a different explorer who had a negative experience with the island. That is really weird. That's true.
When have I ever steered you wrong?
When have you ever learned this? When are you learning this? You're always reading your sex books.
Actually, I read more thrillers, first of all, and then sometimes I'll read a sex book in between. Second of all, I've always been into learning.
I don't know if I really care so much about the blue one, that's the chase. I don't think I would care if I got the chase. I personally like the black and white one the most.
Yeah, and I think that reflects his artwork a lot more, although I do really like the blue one just because it's different from what he normally does. Like, we looked at his Instagram on our last video where we had mentioned this. It's all black and white.
Funko, this is what you need to be doing. Have your artists involved with these very interesting projects. I like seeing him with the figures. It makes it more real to me. Yeah. It makes it really special. I'm sure it's special for him that he got to work on a Funko product. That's cool. Do I care so much about the base product, which is this Project Fred? Not so much, but when you have an artist working with it, it makes me like it a lot more. I just like it more because this guy is working with it. Project Fred alone sucks. This guy working with it, this artist working with it, makes it better in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do more artist collabs because the Sprite and Fanta, Not good. They should allow more artists sort of freedom like this instead of sticking them in like the licensed box, because as you know, when you're working with licenses, you have to like meet certain parameters and it's basically like a machine. But if you allow artists to do stuff like this, highlight them as artists and show what they really can do, I think that could be something very special brought to Funko. Although it is really weird because Funko is this like big sort of like machine that's like mass producing items that are typically like $20 a piece. So the fact that they're selling a 250 piece designed by an artist, it's a weird thing for them.
Well, people who are used to Funko Pops are not used to something like this, which is why in that first comment it says, love the idea, but the price just makes it garbage. If this person was in the art toys sort of world, you're spending a lot of money on stuff like this.
You're spending a lot of money like this price on smaller items. I mean, the fact that this thing is like this big, you're going to spend more. I mean, imagine the mold costs on that thing.
There's somebody putting like trash emojis here. Fire ass Project Fred, but I can't get behind the price. Can't get behind the price tag. That's Hot Toys designer toy company territory. Which is sort of my point. It should be like a designer toy, art toy. Like that's just a whole different realm than Funko. And Funko playing in that realm to me is just different and weird.
Yeah.
And not everybody can get on board with it. Well, anyway, this thing already sold out. It's long gone. Kind of wish that I went after this one because I really, really like this Project Fred. And over the little amount of time that Project Fred has been on the market, I've always wanted just to buy one and to have one in hand.
Wait, you didn't?
I've never purchased one of these.
Oh.
Never owned one of these. I've only owned the Japanese things, the Jumbo Chans. Never owned one of these. Kind of wish I bought this, not only because I wanted to own one, but also to show my love to this wonderful artist. I think this is great. Funko, do more of this. I think this is awesome. Highlighting those artists is really great. Highlighting an artist at New York Comic Con was really great. I really, really enjoyed that. They drew us those little pictures. It was wonderful. Keep doing that, Funko. I love it. Okay, so this one isn't a wow, that's fantastic, or well, that's fantastic. This is more of a what the fuzzle. So the other day I had actually posted about these little cases. I found like a little picture somewhere that was on my feed. It just popped up. And they were selling these little tiny containers. Now, I don't know if that's how Dis found out about this or if he had already ordered them prior to me posting about it on @Gastlecast on Instagram. They're really small. You and I know this all too well because we have the bigger ones to store all of our Funko Pops.
We have a lot of them.
So it's funny that they have these really small ones. And my joke was, is this our way of protecting our Funko Pops from now on? Well, by looking at this photo, a Funko Pop box is not fitting in there. Maybe some biddies. You could probably fit biddies in there or something.
It's really interesting. I'm curious, like, what the intent is. Is it just like a cute little, like, mini brands type thing? Are they expecting people to store things in it?
This is being sold at Lowe's.
I know it is. It's just really weird.
I think it's like for your knickknacks and stuff. I think that's what it originally was made for. But this is Lowe's Home Improvement, by the way. They're liking this post.
And commenting.
The people that made these know about collectors putting their Funko Pops in those bins.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some sort of correlation.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a what the fuzzle. I can't believe that this exists, but personally I think it's awesome that it exists. Cool that Dis ended up buying this and showing us what the size was. I might try to track one of these down just to put my biddies in there because I think it would just be funny on the channel to show how your biddies fit inside of one of these stupid little things. And wow, that's fantastic. More TFing. And you're probably wondering why I'm not smashing Unicron right now. Well, honestly, he is currently laid up from our last meeting, our last meetup, which was in our last Transformers unboxing video or whatever the hell it was. These are amazing. And I don't know why you're doing that with your hand.
I feel like I can tell you.
What?
You called that, well, that's fantastic.
It's well, that's fantastic.
What are these?
These are Transformers.
And what do you, Christopher, do with Transformers?
I TF. And I TF very hard.
What else do you do with them?
What else do I collect them?
You them.
No.
That WTF stands for, well, that's fuckable.
Actually, that's a good one. That's another WTF. That's our fourth WTF. Very good, Heather. Here's what we've got. And I want to bring you into the world of Transformers.
I just want to know why the one's smiling. It's
one
really
of my favorite
weird.
films of all time is Transformers 1986. It gives me the largest rod you've ever seen. You can see me from down the block when I'm watching that film.
Okay.
I like to hang it out the window and let it air dry sometimes.
Air dry from what?
Well, you can only guess, Heather. I get a little oil on that rod because you know I'm dealing with that Unicron. But here's the thing. These Funko Pops are amazing. Both of the top figures are from Transformers 1986, but they also were in the cartoon, I want to say Generation 2. Springer was a helicopter, and he was one of the characters introduced in 1986 Transformers, the film. Cup, he's like an old man, one of my favorite characters. He hangs out my boy Hot Rod. Cup is one of my favorite...
He jumped all the way up here.
Oh my God.
That was crazy.
So Cup is one of my favorite figures. He's like an old man Transformer, and I just love him so much. Him and Grimlock have the greatest relationship. It's so funny. They joke with each other, and he like makes fun of Grimlock. It's really great. And he's friends with Hot Rod. You know all these characters, Heather, right? You know who Grimlock is, right?
Yeah.
Grimlock the T-Rex?
He's the black one.
What?
He's black, right? Or is he like silver?
He's silver, gold, and he's, I think
Who's
he's
the
yellow.
black one? It's not Jetfire.
Is this the Funko Pop you remember?
Maybe yes, but I feel like I'm remembering it wrong. I think it was like all black, like even his face.
This Funko Pop came out quite some time ago. This was during one of their like Christmas drops that they did.
Yeah, I don't think it was that.
So seeing that they're making a Nemesis Prime again, but this time in an action pose, is speaking directly to my little heart.
That's not an action pose. It looks like he's dancing.
He could be dancing too. I'm fine with that.
He's doing a dance off.
But I love this Funko Pop. I love all these Funko Pops. And then Skywarp and Thundercracker they're basically like Starscream's henchmen. They're part of his little crew. They're called the Seekers. What's cool about this is that Skywarp has a chase, which is Thundercracker. They did this with Transformer Funko Pops before.
They're jets, right?
These are jets, and they're both exactly the same Funko Pop, just with different colors, and I am okay with that because I love these. I think they're great. Skywarp and Thundercracker are Funko Pops I've been waiting for. I'm going to put my little Starscream in between them, have those two guys on either side. It's going to look awesome. I'll be TFing hardcore. I'll be getting oil all over this rod, bro.
Okay, I would appreciate if you'd stop.
Well, that was fantastic.
Why are you so out of breath?
I think you know why. I stepped away to the bathroom for a little while. I had to take care of business. So what do you guys think about all this? What do you think about that Joshua Vides project? Fred, what do you think about the chase? What do you think about my TF in good time? I love those TFs. And what do you think about those little boxes, those little totes? To place all of your weird little tiny things in there that don't fit a full Funko Pop.
And if you don't say they're totes cool, I'm judging you.
We want to know your thoughts and more about all of this in the comment section down below. Will you be buying those little totes? In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to David Stewart, Sir X Lance, Lil Pug 15, Gus Collects, Preston Webb, Sean Perry, Daniel Cribb, Christian Hernandez, Richard Cofield, Skylar Key, Mike Mills, John J. and Trip, aka Lox Pops, Zor, Eater the Clam, and Rachel and Emily from Funko Genetics. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock so hard. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast to join up today. You can be a part of our Google Meet calls that we hold every single month. It is a real blast, and our next call will take place on November the 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern. However, we will start the call at 8 p.m. Eastern, so all of our patrons can hang out before we come on at 9 to do giveaways, show you upcoming Mischief Toys things that people have not seen just yet, and also just hang out and have a blast. Come and join up on patreon.com/Gastlecast. You can be a part of those calls for as low as $5 per month, and you can be a part of the giveaways for as low as $10 a month. Patreon.com/Gastlecast. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You don't want to miss our new content. We have an absolute blast here. Come back and watch us live every Sunday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for staying until the end. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.